Welcome to the Department of Trade and Industry's MSME Digitalks 2023, the podcast series, the show where we tackle about the latest trends in digitalization and how our small businesses are benefiting from these new technologies.
Welcome to MSME Digitalks, the podcast series. Happy Tech Thursday mga ka-Digitalks! Nagbabalik po kaming muli with a fun way of learning more about digitalization. Samahan niyo kami para sa mga kapanapanabik at pinakabagong tips, tricks, and trends na maaaring makatulong upang mapabuti at mapalago ang inyong negosyo. Ngunit bago ang lahat, for more information, check out the MSME Tech Tools at the DTI website as part of DTI's efforts of helping MSMEs embrace the digital economy as they shift from traditional methods to more tech-savvy approaches. You may also like and follow our DTI Facebook page and YouTube channel for the 2022 MSME Digitalks episodes and past podcast episodes. I am your host, Lovely Joy Chan from the Bureau of SME Development, and I'm excited to be here with you all as we explore the exciting world of digitalization for MSMEs in the Philippines. Every month, we will focus on a specific topic that we believe would be very beneficial to our MSMEs. Last episode, tinalakay natin kung paano ma-improve ang customer experience through digitalization. For today's episode naman, ating palawakin ang ating kaalaman sa business operations, especially in terms of inventory management. Nagbabalik ang ating ka-Digitalks, Mr. Paolo Hilario, ang CEO ng Laybear Waxing Salon. Hello, Paolo, welcome back!
Magandang araw sa iyo, Miss Lovely, at sa lahat ng iyong tagapagpanood.
At Digitalks expert Ms. Femi Cruz from Amazon Web Services Philippines. Maligayang pagbabalik, Ms. Femi.
Hello, Lovely, at sa lahat ng viewers natin. Glad to be back here at Digitalks.
Happy Tech Thursday to the both of you. Ayan. Thank you for being with us again, Sir Paolo and Ms. Femi. In the previous episode, you shared with us the importance and the value of improving customer service through digitalization. Ako, napakarami po naming napulot na practical advice mula sa ating discussion. At mas nabuksan ng kaalaman ng ating listeners sa improvements na magandang gawin sa iba't ibang aspeto ng business. Natiyak na makakatulong hindi lamang sa kanilang operational processes, pati na rin sa customer service. For today, I'm sure madami sa ating mga tagapakinig ang magbe-benefit sa topic nating ito. Let's talk about improving inventory management. Sir Paolo, simulan ko sa iyo bilang ikaw ang ating MSME. Maliban po doon sa nabanggit niyo po last week, no, na challenge when it comes to client appointments or bookings, ano pa po ba yung ibang opportunities for improvement na nakita nyo sa aspeto po ng negosyo nyo, lalo na noong nagsisimula pa kayo sa Laybear?
Okay, so I think lahat naman ng negosyo, ang gusto nilang gawin is lumaki yung kita nila, no? Para makapag-grow, makapag-provide ng more employment. And if you look at yung any business model, it happens through increasing productivity, which essentially allows you to create more revenue, o kaya making things more efficient, no? Which is cost reduction, optimization, lahat yan, no? And ito nangyayari sa isang cycle. So, in our last episode, pinag-usapan ko yung productivity measurements and how can we allow our clients to discover the services that we have to boost revenue, to boost booking, and client visits. Yung inventory management na tinatawag mo, it's actually more than an inventory management system kasi what it really does is it's an enterprise resource program that allows us to look at the value chain of the business, no? Kasi lahat naman syempre nagsisimula yan sa client visit. And then to be able to make that client visit happen and what comes after that, doon na po dumadating yung mga business process na tinatawag. So in order for you to unlock value there, whether it's an optimization objective or an efficiency measure that you want to improve, kailangan dugtong-dugtong sila. Kasi hindi mo pwede tingnan yung, let's say, yung HR data mo, tapos hindi mo tinitingnan yung expense data mo sa supplies consumption, hindi mo nga malalaman yung relasyon pala nila at kung meron man silang relasyon o wala. So essentially, ang ginawa namin is yung front-facing or yung front-end na tinatawag, yun ang booking system. But the magic really happens is once we capture that information, how do we process that when it comes to the efficiencies internally? So doon po namin nakikita kung tama ba yung pag-spend ng service time sa bawat customer. Doon po namin makikita yung pagkonsumo ng tamang supplies at pagtamang produkto. Pag-monitor ng shelf life ng bawat isa na yon, hours spent, time spent on efficiencies in that nature. Marami po actually pwedeng matutunan yung isang negosyo when it comes to understanding their data. So, very important sa strategy namin that not only are we able to, kumbaga, connect and amplify our message to our customers, but once we do, na-process din po namin siya. Para sa ganun, mas maging epektibo po yung pagservisyo namin sa kanila.
Thank you, Sir Paolo. Follow-up question lang naman. I think, syempre, pag business owners ka, marami ka ring problemang dapat solusyonan, ano? Meron pa po kayo bang pwedeng i-share sa amin na while adopting digitalization, ay ito, problema siya and I think kaya siyang solusyonan through digitalization. How do you find those certain pain points, no, as a business owner? And is it something na ikaw as an owner, ako ba magsosolusyon nito or kailangan ko na ng tulong? How do you differentiate those kinds of problems?
Well, to your point, lahat ng negosyo may problema. so given na yan. And my main role as the head of the organization is to solve those problems to ensure that we are able to grow our business progressively. So natural sa amin yun to troubleshoot problems and make sure we have efficient solutions that go after them. I think one of the biggest problems that any business or even organization would have is people problem. No? Kasi bakit? Dahil alam naman natin as people, we are bound to make mistakes. Wala namang perfectong tao eh. And ang kagandahan niyan is, ang strength naman ng mga tao is their creativity in identifying new opportunities. So, paano magbe-blend in yan sa technology na tinatawag natin? Through technology, you can actually standardize your process na hindi mo na lang kailangan ibilin or kailangan mong umasa sa pagiging maalalhanin o pagiging malimutin na isang tao. Lahat ng proseso na kailangan mangyari, pwede mo actually i-digitize yan o i-systematize. Pang sa ganon, yung mga errors, pwede nating bawasan. Because through the effective management of those errors, dun mo lang talaga makikita yung efficiency ng iyong business and organization. Eh. And then once you see those efficiencies in organization, dun ka makakakuha ng mga opportunities for growth. And so, oftentimes, businesses are stuck in just problem solving, firefighting na tinatawag. Paikot-ikot na lang doon kasi hindi nila tinutukoy yung root cause of the issue, which is the lack of automated processes. And I think that's where the value of a partner like AWS can really unlock the potential of any organization.
Thank you, Sir Paolo. Miss Femi, doon sa problem ng isang negosyante when it comes to inventory management, how or what are the specific ways na tinatakil naman siya ni AWS to help them, kahit nga siguro hindi alleviate, no? Talagang masolusyonan fully ang isang problema po ng business owner when it comes to inventory management?
Correct, no? So, hindi lang siya limited sa inventory, no? I guess I would add on to what Sir Pao mentioned kanina, na yung magic word niya na automation, no? Yung manual processes, that's actually yung pinaka-main problems at most of the businesses. Kasi, ang nangyayari, yung employee time are spent on very routine or parang paulit-ulit na process. Let's say, pag-log ng supplies, pag-minus, pag-add, no? Pag-replenish. So, where in fact, pwede naman i-automate or i-digitize, which means ma-free up yung time ng employee ni Sir Pao, and they can dedicate or reallocate their time to making innovative or parang new products, new solutions, no? Kung marketing ka, kung sales ka, pwede ka makapagbenta ng mas marami pa, no? Instead of doing, logging your sales, no? Manually sa ano. So, maraming benefit yung automation actually. So, going back to your question, Lovely, kanina, di ba, pag may mga problema ka, paano mo ipa-prioritize ano yung uunahin mo? Di ba? Kung anong uunahin mo sa dami nung mga kailangan mong ayusin, no? And then si Sir Pao said, if you keep on yung firefighting ba, no? Na kung hindi mo hanapin yung root cause, paulit-ulit din, no? You're not addressing the root cause, no? So, actually, most of the projects or most of the customer conversations nga I had in the past, similar to what Pao said, nagre-revolve around parang 3 categories lang yan naman, no? So yung the top category is customer, no? How can you automate customer experience, no? So I think sa first episode natakal natin yan. I think for me, I will prioritize customer experience kasi hindi naman malalago yung business mo kung hindi maganda yung customer experience natin, no? So second is yung process o yung internal, no? So process medyo related na rin siya sa employee productivity, no? So kung naayos habang kasi dumadami yung customers mo, kung manual naman yung internal processes mo, masyadong mabigat yung workload for your employees, no? Kung hindi automated yung processes mo. So kailangan tama si Sir Pao ng balance, no? So kailangan habang lumalaking negosyo mo, ino-automate mo rin yung business process mo internally, no? Kaya perfect yung kay Sir Pao kasi nauna siya sa customer experience tapos sinunod na niya yung inventory, ERP, na yung kanyang internal processes, in-automate na niya. So, na-maximize niya, kumbaga, yung benefit ng automation and hopefully with partnering with AWS, we were able to help Sir Pao achieve that by yun nga, making it more cost-effective for him kasi ang business, syempre, hindi naman kaagad-agad pwedeng maglabas ng malaking pera for or big bang approach, no? So depende pa rin siya sa kita, sa cash flow, no? So yung benefit nga ng ating AWS in-explain natin in the earlier episode is it's a pay as you go model, no? So sumasabay lang kami. So kung ano yung volume ng business ni Sir Pao, that will require computing resources from AWS. Yan. And we encourage experiment pala. I also forgot to highlight that. Kasi pag sa AWS, pwede mong i-stop tomorrow, no? Mag-avail ka ng service ngayon tapos nag-fail yung experiment, nag-fail yung negosyo mo. Hindi ka nakabili ng malaking capital, no? Oo, hindi ka nakabili ng malaking mga servers, computers, no, na so pwedeng bukas siguro mag-iibang type of negosyo na ako. So pwede mo i-stop na yung subscription mo. Hindi ka naka-lock in, kumbaga. Yun.
Ma'am, dagdag na question ko lang sa nabanggit nyo kaninang automation. I think somehow yung journey ni Sir Paolo nakatulong na medyo meron din siyang level ng techie na
medyo unique si Sir Pao, tech savvy na business
medyo
owner.
Medyo Sir Pao Pero Miss Penny, ang question ko naman kasi yun nga, hindi naman tayo pare-pares ng level of pagka-tech savvy. Pwede ba na ang business owner somehow, I don't know, magpa-consult sa inyo and i-explain yung business process niya. And then from then on, makakatulong kaya si AWS to specifically point out certain processes na pwede i-automate. Pwede po bang ganun?
Yes, of course. Oo. So, ang grupo namin sa AWS Philippines, no? So, ang main office namin syempre sa US, tapos may Singapore kami. And then, 4-5 years ago, nagtayo na kami ng office dito sa Philippines. And then we have about 70 employees here now. and we have 200, 300 plus partners, no? So, I guess siguro ang masasuggest ko if they need parang consulting from us, pwede natin, I will give the link for sa Facebook page, no, on our contact us email and website, no? So, pwede silang mag-reach out to us via that channel. So, and that every day we monitor that, no? Totoo yan. May metric kasi kami internally. Pag di kami nakasagot ng in 24 hours dun sa nag-query, dun sa inquiry sa website namin, mapapagalitan kami. So, ayan. So,
good, no?
so yan, yung i-send ko sa iyo, Lovely, yung contact us email at saka yung website namin. We'll share it sa ating Facebook page.
Or pwede nating i-show somewhere sa screen.
Yeah. Sige.
Thank you po, Miss Femi. Pero...
Dagdagan ko lang yun, ha? Dagdagan ko yung kay Femi. Kaya sila siguro nasasabihan kasi automated. Pag 24 hours, yun yung sagot.
Correct.
Nalalaman. Kaya nila na-manage yun. And so I think that's one of the beauties of it, na parang madali naman maglagay ng rules, but if you can't enforce rules kasi manual, parang wala ring rules eh. So I think that's one of those things that business owners should look into kasi maraming inefficiencies. Kaka-follow up, kaka-check-in. Kung pwede mo naman i-automate yun, madaming mababawas na sakit sa ulo.
Thank you po, Miss Femi. Sir Paulo, balikan ko lang. Kasi yun na, you have a long relationship na with AWS, no? Can you say na from parang sa service industry po yung business nyo, gaano ka-importante na meron kang inventory management system? And how could it greatly affect if it's going to be a success or a fail para sa isang negosyo, especially in the service industry?
Yeah. Well, one of the things na ma-identify niya is leakage, no? Parang, the analogy is, may tubo ka, ang lakas nga ng daloy ng tubig, revenue, pero butas naman yung kabilang dulo, natatapon din lang yung nasasalo mong revenue. And so, in many businesses, ganun. I know a lot of, hindi naman a lot, but some horror stories like retail chains like grocery stores. Ang dami nga nilang benta, pero ang dami rin nilang utang kasi hindi nila alam paano yung takbo ng inventory nila. So, for any business to be smartly run, kailangan both ends of the coin or two sides of the coin, alam ninyo, di ba? Kontrolado niyo yung revenue, but kontrolado niyo rin yung takbo ng pera pagka pumasok sa inyo. Hindi dahil malaki yung pumapasok, sabihin malaki yung kita. And blindside yan ng maraming negosyo. Kasi nakafocus sila sa pagka-benta. And naturally, syempre, yun ang lifeblood. Kailangan may perang pumapasok. Pero pag hindi nyo binabantayan yung kabilang dako nun, paano ginagasta o paano pinapangalagaan yung perang na kinikita ninyo, para sa wala din yung efforts ng pagbebenta ninyo.
Thank you po. Tama po, no? Kahit may flow, dapat sigurado, sure ka na wala pa rin tagas doon sa business flow. Correct.
Lovely, can I add also?
Yes.
Oo. Yes, i-add ko sana na sa very important sa inventory yung tinatawag na right amount or right level of inventory kasi syempre with your limited capital, hindi naman pwedeng mag-overstock ka, 'di ba? Hindi rin naman pwedeng mag-understock ka. So, I guess yung technology, one of the technology that we have in AWS is yung ability to help our customers to forecast yung based on historical or seasonality nila. Tapos, lalo na si Sir Pao, marami siyang branches. Pwede rin kasing malakas yung isang branch, pero mahina yung isang branch, no? So, if you have that inventory system nga that consolidates, no, that you have a holistic view of your business, not just for one branch, and then you have a technology like AWS that can actually predict or forecast, no, based on yung past transactions mo. May mga suggestions kami on the right inventory level o na pwedeng dito ka maglagay ng maraming stock or maraming employees kasi malakas siya sa ganitong day or week, no? So, yung seasonality and peak, yeah. So, maraming use case sa inventory. Meron tayong basic inventory, meron din mga advanced features na tinatawag natin.
Okay. Ma'am, bilang si Sir Paulo ay suki na, no? Kumbaga, ng
Suki.
AWS.
So, din ako ng labor.
Para kaya ano?
Mutual relationship.
Mm.
Ma'am, ano yung advantage na parang all your eggs are in one basket when it comes to your business processes?
Okay. So, being parang one of the parang primary partners, no, ni labor. Oo. I guess, I think yung pinaka-common or parang very visible or very obvious na advantage of, having a primary partner like us is yung skill set, no, nung tao niya, yung na since marunong na sila sa AWS, no, so mas mabilis na yung pag-maintain, pag-innovate, pag-develop, no, ng mga new features nila sa kanilang mga inventory or sa customer experience. So kasi may experience na sila. And then number two, I guess, kumbaga nasubok na nila based on track record yung how good our support is, tapos how reliable, no, yung uptime o hindi nagda-down yung AWS. So kumbaga na-build na namin yung trust namin with each other. So nakapag-build na rin kami ng relationship wherein kasi of course, hindi lang yung contact us website na very impersonal. No? Ito, mas personal na kasi we have a personal relationship with Sir Paulo. So anytime they need special workshop, no, training, enablement, request lang sila or minsan may monthly consulting din kami ng team ni Sir Pao, yung technical team niya. So we have that parang regular interactions, no, with them. So, and
dagdagan mo lang. Okay lang.
Sige,
Ay, sorry, go.
No,
kasi,
I was just saying, if you compare labor, tapos meron kaming mga big customers, no, like mga Union Bank, mga BDO, it's the same experience. If you talk to a Union Bank or a BDO, they have monthly cadence, they have workshop enablement. So, we try to do it whether you are a big or a small customer.
Yeah.
Sir Pao, we can attest. Hopefully, happy ka ba, Sir Pao?
No, I mean, truly, kasi ang question ni Miss Lovely, ano ba yung value, di ba? So,
yes,
apart from the expertise na pinaprovide ng AWS, I think security and uptime, dependability, nandiyan na yun. But I think one of the bigger values that it does is may kasabihan na fragmented data. Pagkahiwa-hiwala yung data mo, it's as good as no data. Kasi pwedeng ma-mislead ka pa nga nun eh. So kung baga kala mo ito yung tamang data, yung pala hindi kompleto yung picture, gagawan mo ng action, mali pala yung action, mali yung recommendation. And so apart from that, kailangan talaga i-consolidate mo yung data into one. Kasi paghihiwalayin mo, mas nakakalito yon from an operational standpoint, from a strategy standpoint. And the key really is to find the right partner on how to support that data management strategy that you may have.
Ayan, balikan ko yan, sir. From the point of view of a business owner, so ang dami-daming trusted consultants, service providers. Bilang isang business owner, what are the things that you look into para sige, hindi na nga try eh. Sige, dito ako pupusta, kumbaga. I'll put my money into it. Let's see how it goes. I don't know, security po ba? Support, customer support? What do you look into as a business owner naman?
Right. So I think first and foremost, track record and credibility. AWS is the biggest player globally. So I think that in itself speaks of how they're able to provide solutions for their customers. Diba? I mean, hindi ka naman pwede maging number one like us without having credibility. So, doon kami nagkakasundo. But apart from that, kasi on paper yun, no? But the actual experience actually exceeds expectation. Katulad nga sabi ni Femi, very solutions-oriented sila eh. So, they problem solve with us. Hindi lang ito yung kailangan mabigay namin. They help us dissect the problem. So, nakakatulong sila sa pag-identify ng opportunities. And then they have the expertise. Meron po silang full suite ng solutions, not only theirs, but through their partner applications as well. And tapos bukod doon, it's very reciprocal. Paano ba namin palaguin yung kaalaman namin internally? And then really use their capacity and capabilities. Kasi hindi pa kami kasi laki ng AWS. Balang araw siguro. Pero ngayon hindi pa. Kailangan pa naming matuto sa kanila at hindi sila madamot magbigay ng resources when it comes to that.
Sir, banking on to what Femi said, no? Babalikan ko lang yung sinabi niya before. I think sa previous episode din, meron siyang mention na yung sa build or buy. When it comes to expenses naman, kasi I think somehow meron naman dyan may opinions na I already use them on this service. I wanna try from some other provider naman. So I think it's also a good strategy, but in your case, you stick with AWS. I wanna know lang po, no, para po sa mga tagapakinig natin, what made you decide to parang build this relationship with them? You na-mention nyo na nga po yung track record nila, pero can you share with us your parang experience while you're availing their services? Parang, were you able to experience any challenges, or parang was it very easy, easy breezy? Parang how was it? Parang to have an idea para po sa listeners natin.
Sure. So two things that we have to accept, no? Building technology is not easy. Walang easy technology. Okay, so dapat handa tayo to put in the work and understand that it's not a perfect road getting there. Okay, I think that's one thing that you have to understand. The second part is when it comes to relationship building, alam din namin na hindi lang naman to isahan eh. It really is a long-term marriage kasi hindi naman nagtatapos ng innovation na tinatawag. Parating may bagong technology, parating may bagong demand yung clients, parating madaming i-offer. So yung ginagawa naming platform na tinatawag namin, ituloy-tuloy po yan. So talagang kailangan namin tingnan, hindi lang yung pang ngayon, pero yung pang habang buhay, ika nga. So having accepted those two premises in this engagement, what you want in a long-term partnership is stability. Diba? Ayaw mong mag-invest ka sa isang bagay, kasama yung isang bagay, tapos hindi mo nakikita in the long run mga makakasama mo sila. And to your point, sabi mo kanina, bakit hindi tayo try and try in a technology situation, in an environment such as creating digital tools, 24/7 yan eh. So yung isang hindi mo kaya talagang isugal is yung stability and reliability of what you're trying to build. And so it's not in your business to go shopping to switch over and over again. It's counterintuitive actually, or reverse of what you should be doing. Ang kailangan yung gawin is really do your homework in terms of understanding what you need and finding the right partner. Now, sa amin, tinanong mo, ano ba yung naging experience namin? And to be honest, I've tried others para maging fair. I tried others. What I really like about Femi and her team and the whole AWS family is they are treating you not as a customer of something that they're selling, but they're treating you as somebody they'd like to help out. Na ito yung problema mo and here are the possible solutions that we have. How can we best help you out? And so if you're kasi I think that's that's one of the best foundations of any relationship is if you're coming from a perspective of understanding, ano ba talaga yung pwede namin magawa for you over than what it is we can sell to you. Mas magaangan pa sa genuine yung partnership. And I've always felt that way with them. Kasi even in the beginning, na we're not really giving them any business, they were willing to help us and support us and understand. And I think because they share the same vision, na kung kusaya namin ang pagtulong namin kay Labor, lalaki si Labor. At pag lumaki si Labor, lalaki kami together with Labor. And I think if you have the shared principles and shared perspectives, mas madaling magtulungan at mas madaling lumugo ang iyong negosyo.
Thank you po, Sir Paulo, no? I think somehow meron na kami, actually, maski ako, idea how AWS is when it comes to providing service to their clients. Pero
Mhm.
Sir Paulo, you already come so far when it comes to labor. At this point in time, what are there any future plans po? Or paano pa kaya kayo pwede pang tulungan ni AWS? So, is it another parang digital tool? Meron pa po bang need i-automate? Meron pa po bang
Yeah.
rooms for improvement?
Yeah. Marami pa. So, we're not even through with step 1 of our digitalization journey.
Tip of
So,
the
medyo
iceberg pa lang.
tip of the iceberg pa lang. Marami pa kaming plano. I can probably share that in a different episode. But our main goal in Liber is we want to create an ecosystem that unlocks value in how we develop our professional service providers and to allow that value to be shared for people who want access to quality self-care. Again, very limited yan. I mean, just to give you a number, even if we have 150 locations, ang number of service areas lang ng labor is less than 700. So even in that context, may limitation kagad kami kasi we are confined to physical stores. So that is the direction we're heading, that if mas marami pa kaming clients na gustong i-serve wherever they may be, we should be able to empower people to serve them. And there should be an environment that provides the avenue for those two things to happen. And that's where we're heading in terms of a business strategy in our digital goals. And then to do that, kailangan naming expand yung client base namin, kailangan namin i-spread yung types of expertise that we can provide. And so that's what we're doing now. We're building the foundations to make sure that we're able to provide more expert services for our clients in many different ways than we are offering today. And through the help of AWS, they will provide us with the right environment to do so.
Thank you po, Sir Paulo, for sharing that. Miss Fem, no, yung nabanggit ni Sir Paulo na future plan, you think at some point, saan pwede mag-step in si AWS? Actually, not specifically with Sir Paulo's case, no? Kahit lang sa isang business owner, is there a point na pwede parang you on your own initiative, this one, pwede pang i-improve, pwede pa natin gawin to. Of course, dapat din i-consider yung budget restrictions if there's any. So, ano po yung instances na pwede bang si AWS at this point pwede mag-propose to the business owner na, ito, mas maganda, ito yung pwede nyo i-avail, ito yung pwede nyo gawin. Especially sa someone na growing na business when it comes to Sir Paulo. Ayun, medyo malaki na usually yung kailangan niyang services, no? Pero balikan ko lang for our MSME listeners na experience ni Sir Paulo from a small business to growing to this big. Kasama niya kayo. Ano po naman yung journey na pwedeng ma-expect ng isang business owner when it comes to digitalization po, with the help of AWS?
I guess, oo. Nabanggit ko na rin dun sa earlier episode, no? So we can start small. Kaya perfect actually tong venue natin, no? MSME. Kasi with the business model or parang pay as you go model ni AWS, perfect siya for MSME kasi you can start small, no? And then you can grow, scale. We sasabay kami sa growth ng customers namin, no? So we make it easier for customer to embrace digitalization and technology, no? Kasi they don't have to invest or prepare a big capital, no, to embrace technology, no? So they can onset, they can probably, as I've mentioned, meron kaming free trial, no? So pwede nilang i-avail yun. Meron din kaming mga partners, let's say wala silang mga programmers, no? Wala silang mga technical savvy people. Kasi si Sir Paulo, fortunately, marami siyang mga employees na tech savvy. No? Let's say, you're a company na puro negosyante kayo, wala kayong technical people. No? So we can actually link you to mga partners namin or mga consultants na who can help you build a technology roadmap, ika nga. No? So kasi kanina pinag-usapan, saan ba tayo mag-uumpisa? No? So yung I think yung number one is gawa muna tayo ng technology roadmap. No? And that technology roadmap actually should align to your business goal na sabi ko nga earlier episode. No? So ano ba ang pa-prioritize ko? Customer service or internal process automation, employee productivity ba? No? So i-align natin yan dun sa business goals mo as a negosyante. So yun. So, we can start small. Marami tayo. From free trial, meron pa nga kaming yung entry-level server namin. Can start yung light sale. Tinatawag naming light sale. Yun yung pangalan ng entry-level solution namin for hosting applications. $3.50 lang yata kung di ako nagkakamali. No? So, a month, no? USD. Oo. Meron na siyang, 1 gig memory and then kalimutan ko na ilang CPU yun. Pero you can start with that very small server, lalo na if you're just doing experiment, no, or parang prototype muna. Siyempre, no, para lang ma-demo mo or ma-try mo kung gumagana na ba tong application na to. So yun, lovely. Marami kaming ways on how to help very small SMEs to start with their digital journey.
Thank you. Thank you po, Ms. Femi, for sharing your expertise and Sir Paulo for sharing your experience. But before we end, one last question to the both of you. I'm sure marami po ang na-inspire doon sa experience ni Labor with AWS and when it comes to automating a certain business process. What would be your piece of advice na lang doon sa mga entrepreneurs na nagsisimula pa lang talaga when it comes to their digitalization journey? Let's start with po, Sir Paulo, with you as a business owner.
Marami ng information to share this afternoon. And the advice I would give to the people listening is take the first step. Marami na kami na-share dito. Do your own research. Study on AWS. Study on Labor and what we're doing. Identify kung ano talagang gawin mo. And then make that first call, di ba? Make a contact us appointment with AWS. First sleep. Ask the right questions. Because again, when you say digitalization journey, maraming sanga yan eh. And to help you process that, magandang may makausap ka at mag-aral ka muna ng ano ba talaga meron dyan at ano ba talaga yung gusto mong gawin to formulate the right questions and then go from there. Because kung hindi mo gagawin yung first step na yon, magiging pangarap lang siya, yung digitalization transformation plan ninyo.
Thank you po, Sir Paulo. Ms. Femi, I think marami na rin po kayo na-share kanina, like yung free trial, meron kayong free modules na pwedeng i-access. Ano pa po yung pwedeng yung pang last words before we leave our listeners?
Ayan, oo. So, I guess we're trying to make it easier for customers and especially as MSMEs to take that first leap, ika nga, no, to digitalization. Kasi unang-una, pay as you go model tayo, no? So, wala tayong lock-in period, no? So, pwedeng subscription model tayo. So, kung 1 month lang itry mo, experiment mo, tapos the next month, ay, hindi pala nag-work tong accounting application na to or itong inventory application, pwede ka mag-try the next month ng another application. So, parang yung it's easy to experiment, no? It's easy to try out different solutions na hindi ka na kapag fully invested or kumbaga, no? So, yun yung siguro one of the last message ko. We make it easier for you. Kumbaga yung nilelesen namin yung risk, no, of failure.
Yes.
Yes, kasi because of that pay-as-you-go model, no, so we make it easier for you to embrace digitalization.
Thank you po, Miss Femi. Mga ka-Digitox, isang makabuluhang talakayan ng ating natutunan ngayon tungkol sa digitalization, lalo na ang kahalagahan ng pagpapaigting ng operation processes tulad ng inventory management. Again, thank you very much to our ka-Digitox Paolo and Digitox expert Pep. Marami tayong natutunan tungkol sa inventory management at business process automation mula sa ating mga panauhin. Again, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo at sharing your experience and expertise when it comes to digitalization. Ako mga ka-Digitox, what a great way to end the year. We hope that these educational and entertaining discussions on the latest trends in digitalization help you benefit from new technologies as a business owner. Don't forget to like and follow our DTI Facebook page and YouTube channel for the latest news for Filipino MSME.